But I do miss being out on the road, you know, seeing you folks live, you know. I mean, I'm all alone looking in the TV. It doesn't make much sense. But what? That's what it is. You know, I'll tell you one thing I don't miss is airplanes. I don't like airplanes. And I finally figured out why. After years of therapy, I figured out why I don't care for the airplanes. I don't like the crashing and dying in the airplane. That's what it is, you know? Hey, by the way, I got a little tip for you if you fly on an airplane. Always pick the exit row. Choose the exit row. That way, you get an extra, like 2-3 inches of leg room, you know? And all you have to do to get the exit row is to lie. That's right. You just lie, you know? The stewardess comes up. Flight attendant! Flight attendant! I apologize. Words are different now. When I was young, if you were a flight attendant and you were a lady, we would call you a stewardess. And if you were a flight attendant and you were a man, we would call you a... Wait, what? What are you guys thinking? Good Lord. What's wrong with you? I'm outraged. I'm outraged, I tell you. I'm outraged at what you are thinking. Just because I paused for a second. I was going to say a steward. If you're a flight attendant, you were male, we used to call you a steward. You know? But words have changed, folks. That's the way things go, man. They're always going to be different. You know, words. They change. That's why I can't understand goddamn Shakespeare. You know? I remember one time when I was a little boy, I went up to my dad. I said, Dad, I think I'm a little girl. And he said, I thought you had a cock. And I was like, oh, yeah. You got me. Now, the only reason I tell you that is to show how hateful we were back then. You know what I'm saying? Now, every person knows that people are nuanced. They're not all evil or all good, you know. My dad did good stuff, you know. He was in the Second World War. You know, he fought Hitler. I mean, you know, he had help. It wasn't like he didn't have a fist fight with Hitler. But I'm saying he liberated us from what could have been the icy grip of Nazism. How about that? So that was his good side, you know. His evil side was this crazy idea he had that having a cock had something to do with being a boy. I don't even know, you know, where you could come up with such an idea. Nowadays, we can't even wrap our heads around that kind of thinking. But people used to actually think that. Isn't that something? Now, in other ways, my father was very progressive. For instance, we had a gender-neutral bathroom. You know, I used it, my brother used it, my sister used it, my mother used it. Anybody. Didn't matter what gender you were. And you know what I was way ahead on? Slut shaming. I was always against that. I remember telling the fellows in high school, I go, guys, I think we're making a big mistake by shaming the sluts. You see, here's what is my concern. I feel if we shame them too much, they might stop becoming sluts, you know, and further ladies might not want to be sluts either. I have a different idea. Other than shaming the sluts, it's a bold idea. I say we take the sluts and we put them on our shoulders and we go, oh, hail the slut. Oh, for she's a jolly good slut. That kind of thing, you know? So I was way ahead of it, man. Way ahead of it. But anyway, that's not what I was talking about. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the airplane. Yes, the airplane. Man, I don't understand it, you know? They make all their announcements, you know? What are they? Why do they think we still believe that horse shit? You know? I heard one. I guess I just zone out because I haven't heard it before. They say, if your oxygen masks happen to fall, make sure to put your oxygen mask on first before you put the oxygen mask of the little boy. And then I go, yeah, that was my fucking plan. You have to tell everybody, blabbermouth. I don't know why they think we're going to believe them. They'll say, listen, I know we're flying over the Pacific Ocean, but don't worry, on account of if we happen to crash into the Pacific Ocean, the seat cushions are not only seat cushions, they are also boats. Yep, they're boats. All the time, you turn on a TV and the guy goes, well, a plane crashed in the Atlantic, but it's all right. Everybody, listen to the ladies, so they're all just on their boats. People are going, God damn, why did I buy that boat? I should have just got a fleet of seat cushions. I would have saved all kinds of money. Here's the thing. If you crash, let's be honest for a second. If you crash in an airplane, you got zero chance of survival. They'll take pictures of crash sites, take videos, and they don't even see anything. Because at that point, you become you dematerialized, You're nothing. You're stuff, basically. Ashes to ashes, stuff to stuff, as the scriptures say, And then the victims, they call them remains, but stuff. And the victims' families always want the remains, They go, oh, I can't go to sleep because I keep thinking of poor Kevin and his last moments on this earth are spiraling downwards towards certain death. Oh, if only I could see his remains. Then I'd have a good sleep. Oh, I'd sleep soundly that night. Then I could close it, just forget this whole thing. I don't understand it, but that's what they say. And really, do you think you're going to get Kevin if you're Kevin's mother? Do you think they're going to go on the plane and go, hey, look at that, look over there. Doesn't that look like Kevin's hair, like that lock of golden blonde? That looks like Kevin's hair. Fred, didn't you see Kevin's thigh bone earlier? Let's reconstruct him. No, that's not what they do, Best thing you can do, maybe they'll find your ID, You go, look, this says Norm MacDonald. Says he weighs 190 pounds. Okay, shovel 190 pounds of stuff into a bag and write Norm on the side of that one and hurry up. Daylight's burning and his mother wants it. And then my mother gets it and, oh, look at that. That's Norm. How about that? I don't remember Norm having 3 years. Oh, well, I guess none of us really knew him when you get down to him. The only time it seems you ever survive an airplane crash is if you crash into the Andes, And that's even worse because, you have to fight with the moral quandary of cannibalism, which I am against, by the way. If you know anything about my work, you will know my tireless devotion to the anti-cannibalism cause. But I'm not going to use this as a bully pulpit. Most of you are adults, and you've cemented your views on cannibalism. I like to go for the kids, the young people. I go all across this great country, and I go to the schools, and I talk to the children, and I tell them, I go, listen, you might think it's cool to eat your buddy in algebra class, and I'm not going to lie to you, you will be the talk of the school for a few years, but what about the future? What about the future, I tell them. Here's the problem with crashing in the Andes and having to resort to cannibalism is they take so long to decide, you know what I mean? They go, oh, I don't want to eat a guy, oh, I can't do it, And I can't eat the co-pilot, can't do it, And then days go by, I go, hey, maybe we should eat the co-pilot, And finally, they're maddened by hunger, and then they just attack, and they got co-pilot blood all over them, co-pilot viscera falling out of their mouth on their pink shirts, And that's no way to eat. You can't gorge. Any dietitian will tell you. You cannot gorge. The thing to do is graze. That's the right way to eat, you know. You wake up, you have a small meal of Copilot. Then, around lunchtime, you have a small meal of Copilot. Then, around, I think about 6 times during the whole day, you have a small portion of Copilot. Any dietitian will tell you, I tell you. Not that I'm a dietitian. I don't pretend to be a dietitian. Well, sometimes I do, but it's only to get the ladies, you know, the big fat ladies. I go up, I go, hey, you want to go on a diet on account I'm a dietitian, and then they leave with me. Sometimes. Sometimes they just get angry, you know. I don't know. But I don't even know what I was talking about. Weren't we talking about slut shaming? I don't know. Nobody knows anymore. Oh, I know. Yes, the airplane. Yes. You know, this is the thing. You got to be ready for anything life throws you in this here world. That's what I've learned as I've aged, you know? And I'm ready. Like cannibalism, I know what I would do in the Andes on account of I've thought it over. I've thought over my position. You see what I mean? Like I flew in from Vegas, I remember one time, and there was some turbulence. And I was like, I'm eating that fucker in 14 years. The thing is, you got to be ready. You know, you got to be ready for anything this world throws at you. You know, and you know, and I am. You know, like I remember one time I was flying from Vegas to L.A. and there was a little turbulence, and I remember I said I'm gonna eat that fucker in 14A. Oh, that guy looked delicious. Big fat guy. But anyways, enough of this grim nonsense.